Alright, what's up YouTube family? So we have another video today. This one is going to be related to the BRZ. So as you guys know, we are rebuilding the BRZ and we have a new series coming out where we are going to be taking out this engine because it is blown and figuring out what's wrong with it. So in the last video, we kind of spoke a little bit about what the plans are, what we're doing, and we took out a bunch of different parts, including the air box. We took out the alternator, the little support brackets that we had up there, and basically we're prepping it to take the engine completely out and then figure out what's wrong with it, see if there's a possibility of rebuilding that engine and then putting it back inside so that we can run it. We are going to be doing an engine swap on this car eventually, but first I want to see if this engine is good. If it is good, then we will probably put it back in, fix it, make sure that it's working, and then sell it so that we can get some money for that, that new engine swap. But yeah, so for the time being, we are prepping the car to take the engine out. Okay, so as you can see, we got the alternator out, the air box is out, the little sound tube that goes to the firewall has been taken out, the little support brackets, like the strut bars or the half strut bars, have been taken out. The bumper is out, it's just kind of sitting in front of the car, but we have removed that as well. We also invested in this little Husky box. It's more of an organization box, and we are using this to just kind of mark the bolts that we take out, where they belong, how they were taken out, so that we can stay organized. When the car is ready to get reassembled, we know what bolts go where and kind of the process that we took it out, so that we can mirror that process backwards to put it back in. All right, we are gonna start with the front bumper, the actual metal bumper. We're gonna take that out, and then we will work on basically maybe this front end section first, and then we'll go on to the top of the engine. Just realized that to get the bumper off, we gotta take this washer res out, windshield washer fluid reservoir. So we're gonna take this out first and then we'll take the bumper out. So let's get started. This was held on by one clip right at the top here. It's literally right by the driver's side headlights, so you should be able to see it. Hey, there it goes. All right, so now we should have access to the metal bumper bolts. We got 1, 2, 3, and 4. And the same thing on the other side, the same 4 in the same locations. So just gotta unbolt those, and then this thing can come out.
this horn bracket right here. There's a 10 mil holding it in. I just disconnected the horn, honestly. All right, cool. Now that we got that out, should be able to take this AC unit out. To me, it seems like it's just 4 brackets on the sides and the AC line connections here. Before you do this, make sure that your AC system is discharged, or else it will spray you with a bunch of Freon. It's happened to me in my old car, my Scion. Didn't know what I was doing and got sprayed in the face. So make sure it's discharged fully, and then you should be able to disconnect these lines, remove this bracket, and then this AC condenser, I think, should come out. So let's get that done. AC condenser. Look, there's a big ass rock here. Nice. AC condenser's out. Fucking fins all over the place. Maybe we'll replace this. Alright, time to label these bolts, then we'll move on to the radiator, I think. Okay, so I was about to take the radiator out, and then I just started feeling these hoses. If you hear that, I don't know if you can, but that sounds like running water. Coolant. Which means that these hoses probably do have coolant inside of them. Which means that if I just disconnect them from the radiator, it's just a bunch of coolant that's gonna fly out of here. So, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this stuff out on the front side of it. Also, the coolant res does have coolant inside, so I'm gonna take this stuff out. So, like, for example, this hood latch, this whole center support, and if I can, I'm not 100% positive if I can, but if I can, take the fans out from this side. So let me go ahead and start working on that. Latches out. Alright, now I'm going to take out this whole center structure here. is out. All right, boys. So I am gonna flush or just get rid of all the coolant that's in the system in the car right now. To do so, there is, I think they call it like a petcock or some shit like that. It's a little twisty knob here, and then there's a little spout right there. So if you twist this counterclockwise, it's gonna let go of all the coolant that's in the system. This is the lowest point of the coolant system. So it's gonna let it all out right through that little spout. So to do it safely, I have to get a little hose and kind of connect it to there, and then drain it through there into like a bottle or something like that. Let me work on this, and then this whole front section. I even think that the fans are also connected to the radiator. So once I like disconnect the radiator and loosen it up, I think all of this will come out together. This coolant reservoir is also attached to here, but I think I'm going to separate it. But we'll see as we go. I mean, if it's really easy to keep it together, then maybe I'll just keep it all together, and it'll just make my process a little bit faster. But yeah, let me go find some hose, and we are gonna drain the system. All right, we're back. Just took a trip to AutoZone. They didn't have any like jars or anything, so I got this to put the coolant in. You can recycle coolant. They said it might be maybe O'Reilly's or possibly Advanced. I don't think either one of them recycle coolant, so I'll have to do some research. I'm not going to put the coolant that I put in here back in. Honestly, it might not be a bad idea because there's not, like, I thought there would be more dust and shit in here, but there's not. But I'll figure that out when it's ready to run again. I also got some hose. Online it said that the spout is 8 millimeters. This is 7.9, so I'm hoping it'll fit. Let me just test it real quick. It's definitely a little snug, but it does fit. And once that's drained, we can move on to taking that radiator out. So let's get it done. Okay, so now you can clearly see, I'll just take it out. There is a tiny little spout right here, and then there is this, I think they call it a petcock or a cock or whatever it is. YouTube, please don't hate me for saying that, but the 8 millimeter hose, this one is 7.9, I think it's 5/16 hose, and it's just whatever hose they had at AutoZone. And it's just to direct the coolant out into something so that it doesn't just fall all over my shit, right? So I should be able to loosen this, and then whatever coolant is in the system should come out. There we go, we got some coolant coming out now. Coolant draining in there. I'm just gonna let this stuff drain out, and then I will start filming again when the radiator is ready to come out. Okay, so that is draining super slow. So I thought while I drained it, let me try to take the upper radiator hose off and see if there's any coolant in there, which there isn't, like I thought. But if we squeeze this again, you can hear that there's water in there, which makes me think that because the engine is lower than where the hose connects to the radiator, whatever coolant is inside of there is not draining into the radiator, which means it won't drain into that bucket. So my thought process is I'm gonna raise the car up just on the driver's side, angle it forward, and disconnect that lower radiator hose. I'm also going to take my oil pan that I have over there, put it under there so that whatever coolant does fall at least falls into a pan, and then I'll just pour that into the same bucket that I've been pouring the coolant into, and that way the radiator will pretty much have the coolant, whatever coolant is in there, drained out through there, and the engine itself will have whatever coolant was inside of it drained out. Let me attack the lower radiator hose first and take out whatever coolant is left inside of there. hose is disconnected from the radiator. So the radiator has no hoses connected to it, which means that I should now be able to take it out. All right, so as you can see, we have 2 bolts holding up this radiator bracket on both sides. And I think that's the only thing holding it in other than this water coolant, whatever this thing is called. I'm gonna take this out on both these two, on both those two, on both those two, and I think this should start wobbling and I can kind of pull up and out. Before I do so, I want to disconnect all the fans connections that are in here. And in here we got this one, which I just disconnected. Looks like we have this one. And there's also this wire here, but I think this one just goes and connects into this one. So as long as we disconnect this and then get this bracket off, I think everything should be good and disconnected from the fans. And I do see this right here, but I think this bracket is a part of the car. You see, this bracket is part of the car, not the reservoir. Okay, let me disconnect this. Then we're gonna take these 2 out. Then we're gonna take those 2 out and those 2. And then I think the radiator should come out. All right, I got those annoying ass clips out. There's a little tab you'll see and you just have to pull up on it and then these will come out. So that is disconnected. I'm gonna take out these brackets now. Goes, hey, we got radiator, fan, reservoir, all out once. Look at that, we got the whole front section of the car out. All right, boys, and with that, I am gonna close out this video, mainly because camera's got 2% battery left, and I am done, tired, a little bit frustrated, so I think it's best to kind of stop where we're at, and we'll continue on in part 3 of our series. We made a lot of progress. The whole front end is out, which is looking awesome. Going to give us a lot of space to be able to take this engine out safely and make sure we don't kind of scratch, scrape, or bend any of the engine bay while we're doing it. It's been a great process. As always, I appreciate you guys for watching. Thank you for supporting these videos. I know these aren't as interesting as the ones for the GRD6, but I see that you guys are still watching, so that is very appreciated. Thank you so much. For anyone that is trying to take their engine out as well because their engine blew up or they want to swap or something like that, I'm trying my best to give as much insight as I can while I work on the car and while I take the engine out. But if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section and I'll try to answer all of them with as much resources as I have. So yeah, thank you again, and I'll see you guys at the next video. Peace.